Welcome back everyone, my name is Jack and this is the next part of our City Skylines playthrough. The population counter in the bottom right is about to tick over to 75,000 people, which will unlock the last chunk of buildings, the monuments, and we'll have a look at those and see how they work. And then after that, I'm going to suggest some ideas for you about what the series could go on to, because I've got some ideas for the city. We've kind of achieved everything the game gives us, but there are a couple of ideas that we could play around with. So let's see the new monuments. It's about to tick over as people move in, and then we'll suggest those ideas afterwards. This is full, so you can start emptying yourself. They can stop emptying. 74,955. 931. Wait for it. 33. I could speed up time, but it's going to happen. 92. 8 people. Come on. There's 400 moving in a week. There we go. So, Megalopolis. Monuments in a new area. So it's the final area out of the 10 that we can get in the default set of the game. Now, here are the monuments. So, there are 5 of them. And each of them kind of give you something like, I guess, that really just makes the game quite easy. But getting it is it takes a lot to get it, but then once you get it, it's kind of like, okay, it's kind of, we're in easy mode in a way. I don't know if easy mode's the best way to put it, but let's take example like the Hadron Collider. Once you get it running, you don't have to worry about education. It's just everyone gets educated. And I kind of feel like, oh, do I want to have that running? It kind of makes things a bit too easy. Fusion power plant, just ridiculous amount of power. Medical center, everyone gets their meds. The top 2 I find a bit more interesting. The top one's the Eden project, which makes all of the land value just raise dramatically, and the space elevator gives a massive influx to tourists. Now, to get those, you need to build so many unique buildings, which are here, and I think we have them all. Let's go to unique buildings. There's some that I still haven't built. So, Statue of Industry, what we're going to do, we're going to quickly have a look at all of these and build them, and just, it won't take long, but I think it'd be cool just to, I want to build this one kind of in the center here so people can witness it. Increase the land value here. Look at that big guy. He looks pretty cool. Man, there's a lot of trucks around here. I think we could solve this issue by using one-way roads. So this one-way road mod. Having something like that. There we go. So now hold on. Now it should be free-flowing out. It means people might have to do loops to get round. You'll have to loop around to get out, but that's okay. What have we got going on down here? If I fast forward, hopefully it should correct itself. There we go. They all want to stick in the right-hand lanes, which is interesting. Probably because down here they'll want to stick in the right-hand lane as well. Anyway, don't get distracted. Statue of Wealth. Well, let's not spend too time on these. It'd probably take quite a while to put them all down. So Statue of Wealth can go there. The plaza. Do we have a little room for a nice little plaza over here somewhere? Build on the corner there. Statue of Shopping. Well, we'll build it down here where these people are complaining. And the last one's the Plaza of the Dead. It's kind of grim. Can we not? Why can't we build it on the corner? Put it right next to this other one. And they join up, which is kind of cool. That one's kind of grim, I gotta say. Alright, level 2, we've got quite a few to build. Man, we've got loads of these things to build. Okay, Fountain of the Light and Death. Well, what we can do, we've got this new development area down here which has got nothing in it, so that's going to make it really easy to drop all these things down. The Friendly Neighborhood Park. That's a cool thing to have. I like the sound of this one. This one's massive, the transport tower. That's actually kind of huge. What's it for? It says, a large office building made for public transport companies. Well, let's chuck it in the center of town here. Let's see if I can find a spot where it will fit. There's a lot of roads around here. But having it in the center of town I think, you know, will add to this big high-rise look. I'd love to put it on the corner here. Just going to fit. Oh, we fit it right. Okay, no, we'll have to go there. This one here is the Mall of Moderation. Not so posh, but it's lots of small shops. Okay. Again, it doesn't look like we can fit it inside here. What's the Mall of Moderation look like? Lots of parking spots. That looks pretty cool. These will all attract tourists. This one kind of juts out a bit now. I don't know if I like the look of that. Posh Mall. Okay, this is the fanciest of them all. The fanciest of them all malls. We can build that over here in this new district. Next up in tier 3, the courthouse. Some big buildings, and these big buildings kind of look out of place in this tiny little, in this town area. Courthouse. Man, these buildings are huge. Trying to fit them in is becoming more of an issue than anything else. Like this one here, the Grand Mall. This building's massive. How am I going to fit this? My roads are all so close together. And it's kind of getting hard to see where the roads actually are. Okay. Put that in there. It's an interesting building, they gotta say. I feel like they kind of deter away from the natural look. I would like to have buildings all around it, but we can't really fit that in. What other ones haven't I built? This arch. This is the arch for the business park. I'm going to put that along here. And the reason for that is... Actually, I might move it further down. Is this kind of the entrance into the business area? I think that kind of looks cool. Being next to that, the Grand Library. The largest of them all. Let's build that down here. Next is the Opera House. The Opera House, eh? Let's put that a bit more out of town. Just notice there's some power out over here. So let's fix the woes of these guys. We'll have to destroy some stuff. That's right. They'll get their power now. And honestly, a solar power plant over here won't go to miss. We've got so much money. So we might fast forward time so we get lots more money. Because some of these things are quite expensive. The Oppression Office. That's kind of... okay. Just build that down the end there. We're still missing the Science Center. To destroy the power lines. Where was I building them in here? Science Center can go in here. And the aquarium. Oh, the aquarium definitely has to go down here by the water. Lastly, the last one is the stadium. Okay, stadium. A lot of people come to the stadium. Kind of want to build it up here by the airport. So it's got a large sound. Like, it's going to annoy people a lot. For the moment, we'll put it here, but we might have to move that later. These people over here are not happy at all. So before we go into building all the big grand things, let's build some little plazas to make these guys a bit happier. Okay, so we've got all these buildings in. All the monuments are available. So first up, I want to check out the Eden project. So it's $850,000. Costs $6.5 grand to run each week. Our population is at 76,000. It's still climbing. I'm keen to see what the land value is for the moment. Okay, so it looks like that. It's not too much in the green. We've got some actual green in here, but we've got more of that aqua blue over there. Let's drop down the Eden project. I'm probably put them all down in this area here. I'm not going to probably leave them there. I might move them later on. But I think for the moment, that will be alright. Just water this area up. Okay, cool. And just enough that they got power. So I'm going to drop the Eden project down. Looks like so. And if we look at land values, Oh my goodness. Look at that. And do you see all those little flashes? That is upgrades. Everybody is upgrading. And we're making about 11 grand at the moment. Which is dropping down because the Eden project is now taking effect. It's going to knock it down by 6. But I'm wondering if there's going to be kind of a positive net gain. Because so many people are upgrading. Look at this. This is maximum land value in here. Like, you can't get happier about that. That's crazy. Look at all this. All these people are upgrading. Let's get out of the land value thing. Look at all those scaffolding. Hear the ding, 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 the ding, 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 ding. Instantly to the highest, it looks like. Yeah, we've definitely made positive. Look at that money go! 20 grand, 21 grand, nearly 23. Okay. So that dramatically increases land value. It went up to 90. I wish I saw what it was before. Okay. So the next project is, we can't even afford this one because it's so much money. It's 1.5 grand. Let's go to the medical center. So medical center, 650k, 14 grand a week. We're up to 30 grand now. Where's healthcare? So healthcare's here. Average health is 72%. We've got loads of capacity for it. 72%. So again, I'm going to drop it down. And then let's see it take effect. Look at the how far that goes. 72%. 74%. 75%. 77%. Look at the 6 citizens. Oh, actually, that went up. It is going up. I wonder why it's increasing. But look at the average health. That is just flying up. That is crazy. They obviously are very, very powerful. And I kind of guess it is like a incentive to try and get them working. But they seem so powerful. Like, would I ever need to build another hospital? Because my capacity is like 3.5 grand. I guess I still need that hospitals, but it looks like no one's ever going to have an issue because my healthcare is now 99%. Like, it probably can't get higher. There's always going to be someone who's sick. So the rest of these things cost a lot of money, and it's going to just take a while for it to come in. What we could do, though, is we could increase taxes a little bit. I don't think 12% is too high. How much money? How much is the metro network? Doesn't give us too much. Can we see how much it would give us? Wow, it would actually give us quite a bit. We'll just let first start getting money. Let's turn off free public transport, and I just want to rake in as much money as we can as quickly as we can. So the Hadron Collider, it's education. Education. So 9%, 84%, 80%. And again, it would probably take some time for this to take effect. Oh, I put a little gap between them. That's alright. And go. Boom! The capacity's 1 million. It adds 1 million capacity. You just won't have to worry about... Like, you'd never have to worry about education buildings again. 92%, 91. Yeah, look at this. It's just going up. And all these places are upgrading. That's crazy. The effects of them are so dramatic. Look, graduated 100 at 100% and then 96%. Oh, one of these places though. Why is there some red ones here? I guess this is the least educated people in the whole town. A lot of the people are going to be over-educated. Yeah, 11 over-educated workers. That's ridiculous. Now, look at how much money we're making. We're making 100 grand per week. That's ridiculous. That's just borderline stupid. Not in a bad way, but gosh, that's a lot of money. Space help. If I can't, no, I won't get any money back. We'd have to wait for time to pass. The other two are the space elevator and the fusion power plant. Okay, so the fusion power plant, I think it's pretty obvious what it's going to do. I really want to build the space elevator though, but I think I should have built this one first because that's going to take the most amount of time. people near and far travel to the city to see the space elevator. It means a huge influx of tourists who also like to spend money while visiting. So that would just increase the amount of people just massively. Fusion power plant there, it says it requires 4,000 water per week, but it produces 16,000 megawatts. And if we look at something like our solar power plants, they're only producing 160. So that's quite a bit of a difference from 160. That's 100. Man, that's 100 solar power plants in this one building. Goodness me, that's a lot. I'd love to build the space elevator, but it's going to take some time to get it. But you can probably guess the effects of it. The amount of population we would have would just be ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. The crime rate is high here. Oh, look at that. There's no fire coverage right here. Well, I think we're getting enough money now. We'll build a little fire station just for them. And you know what? We'll build a little police station just as well. There you go. Hopefully it makes these guys feel better here. They can just do loops around this little area. Well, guys, I'll suggest some ideas while the money comes in. We'll see how much money comes in before we wrap up this episode. You never know, we might actually get enough that we can actually do the space elevator. I'm just going to build down some more roads. I'm going to drop down some offices, I think. To there. To there. Oh, gotta go to there. Because it says that we have a large amount of industry. I don't want to build a generic industry. I'd like to build offices. See if people actually want offices or not. We actually need to worry about decoration, which I find amusing. The land value is not an issue. Yeah, it kind of looks like... Man, look at all those trucks. It kind of looks like it wants generic industry. I know there's some offices moving in. Traffic is something that I feel like we're doing fairly well on. Like, everything's going to have its issues. Like, there are definitely people on the subreddit who just know about traffic management who do things much better than I can. But I think, even though there's a lot of red areas here, it's not because there's like, okay, here's some backlog. Yeah, so we're starting to get some backlog into here. But a lot of it, say like here, it's just high volume. There's actually not a backlog. I've probably also starting to screw things over because I've turned off public transport as well. That's probably added on a lot of extra cars into the road. So there's a lot of trucks coming in here. But I've made these one way, and it's dramatically improved the effectiveness of these roads. Like, for example, if I make those one way, those cars will have to turn around. Man, look at the people with the stop there. But it makes it much quicker. I could also make this one way here and this one way down there. What it would probably do is means there wouldn't be any traffic lights there anymore. Everyone would be able to flow in much quicker anyway. Alright, so officers are moving in. Cool. Well, money's pouring in, so let's go through our options. I've kind of achieved what I wanted to achieve here. We've got a beautiful city from what we started, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. What are the options? I've got 2 more spaces to buy land in, and I could say, let's go for something that's, you know, a lot harder. Let's just try and get as many people as we can in this area. But what I think would be better is, I can get the mod, which unlocks as many areas as I want, and I can get up to 100 areas, which essentially means I can get this whole map. And then we could just keep going, and I could just keep tuning in, like, week after week, showing you, hey, I've done this little suburb and this little suburb. We can have this amazing map, fill it up. So I think that's one option, is completing this map. I don't know how interesting that would be over time, though, because I think the map, while it's cool, it'd just be more of the same. Like, I'd probably just have lots of these little districts, and maybe try and pad all of this out to have, like, a main CBD, but then have, like, small districts in different areas, like small towns or outlets. The other option is, not many people use this road over here. I guess there's nothing over there. The other option is I get a new map. Actually, there's two other options. One more is get a new map. I get quite a difficult map, you know, lots of really hilly terrain. Maybe I chuck a mod on there that makes it really hard. And you guys are welcome to go through the Steam Workshop. And you can actually just say, I want to find maps, and have a scroll through the maps and say, hey, that one, that one, that one. They would be cool. And we can do that. And see how I go on a really hilly, difficult map. It could be off real-world data. It could be something completely different. And I'd be pretty keen for that, I think. I think that'd be really interesting. Lastly, I think would be is that you've kind of had enough of the series. Like, just say, hey, I think it was good while it lasted, but maybe leave it for the moment. We could come back to it later, depending on maybe what mods come out for the game. There's been some really cool mods so far. Not there. There we go. It'd be kind of cool to see what will be out soon. Well, we've nearly actually got enough for the space elevator. I feel like the fusion power plant, it's kind of understandable what this is going to do. The space elevator, though, I could put it in there if I can get a small road in there. Let's see if I can fit just a wee road. It's the most right-hand turn I've ever seen. There we go. Let's see. As long as I get the power across. And the water across. Nearly there. 1.42. What do I need? $1.5 million. People near and far travel to the city. This is the space elevator. This means a huge influx of tourists who also like to spend money. So this would be great in the center of town, I think, because it would attract people. But I think if they're going to come in, I'll just put it by the airport and they can just jump there. Such a interesting thing to include, a space elevator. Alright, we've got the money. Let's build it. Look at that. It's so different. It's something else. I'll give it that. But then we've got so many train stations and whatnot here. I think that's really cool. I want to see, actually, if we build a decorative path. It's got a barbed wire fence around it now that I see it. Slope is too steep. There we go. I want to get nice and close, but I think that's as close as I could get. I want to get them from this side. Gosh, that bird was slow. But I don't think I can. I could delete this, which probably makes some people a bit sad. But at least I could put that in there. And I'm sure I could put a little park back in behind it. Well, at least I can put it down the road. Look, that'll make you really happy. Now people have the option to walk straight from the airport, up and over, see the space elevator, and then come back. No passengers. That's the thing, because it's a simulation, things take time to take effect, and so we really have to wait some time to see how many passengers come to this place. So I think that's a great place to end the series for the moment. I'm really keen to hear the ideas that you guys will have for what would be next, whether you want to see a continuation of me expanding this out, if you want me to see something brand new and maybe put quite a high difficulty on it so there'll be some tough decisions to make. Or if you think it's been a really good run and you'd be keen to see a brand new series after this. 65 people last week have visited the space elevator. We can actually see like where people have gone. And, oh, where is it? Tourism, there we go. Look at those places where tourists come. All the way out there from my cathedral and the observatory. Very, very cool. Thank you everyone for watching and checking out this beautiful, beautiful city. I'll leave you with some parting shots of the city, and we'll see you next time.